High in the frost-locked expanse of the Black Peaks, a lone she-wolf fought to save her pup from the jaws of a frozen river. Exhausted and desperate, she howled, not to her scattered pack, but to the unfeeling wilderness. Then, against all odds, help arrived. But it wasn't another wolf, and it wasn't human. What emerged from the pines that day defied nature itself. The gale screamed across the tundra, scouring the snow into jagged white waves. Dawn's weak light barely pierced the towering firs of the Ironwood Valley. Here, in this merciless stretch of the northern wilds, survival was a dance of instinct, luck, and timing. And today, luck had abandoned her. She was a mother, separated from her pack during a rock slide days before. Her trek through the blizzard had been a gamble for shelter, her sole surviving pup pressed against her ribs, tiny, shivering, barely strong enough to keep pace. But the land was cruel. At the river's edge, the ice betrayed them. A crack, a splash, and the pup vanished into the black water. The wolf lunged, claws raking the ice, teeth gnashing at the frozen edges. Blood streaked the snow from a gash on her leg, but she didn't stop. The pup's snout broke the surface once, twice, then slipped under. Her howls split the silence. Raw, pleading. She wasn't calling for her pack, she was begging the void for mercy. Then, movement. Not from the pack, not from any human trail. Something stirred in the trees, something that shouldn't have been there. The creature that stepped into the clearing was no wolf. It was a snow leopard, massive and ghost-pale, its golden eyes fixed on the wolf. It moved with the quiet certainty of something older than the mountains. The wolf whirled, snarling, but the leopard didn't attack. It didn't bare its fangs. It simply crouched, watching. The two predators locked eyes, one trembling with exhaustion, the other impossibly still. Then, as if understanding, the leopard rose and padded to the ice. With a single swipe of its paw, it hooked the drowning pup and dragged it onto the snow. The wolf was on her cub in an instant, licking, nudging, willing it to breathe. Seconds stretched. Then, a cough, a weak cry. The pup lived. The leopard stepped back. No sound passed between them, no gratitude, just a flicker of something deeper than instinct. Then it turned and vanished into the trees. 2 days later, Forest Warden Elias Cade and his partner, Mara Voss, stood at the river's edge. The motion sensors on their trail cams had flagged something impossible, a snow leopard and a timber wolf sharing space without bloodshed. The evidence was undeniable, tracks overlapping, claw marks in the ice, the faint stain of blood. And there, half buried in the snow, the tiny imprint of a wolf pup. The leopard didn't kill her, Mara murmured, tracing the paw prints. It helped her. Elias exhaled sharply. That's not how this works. But the proof was there. Over the next week, whispers spread, first among rangers, then biologists, then the nearby towns. A snow leopard saving a wolf? Nonsense. And yet, then came the second incident. A wounded deer fawn, found alive in a meadow, encircled by wolf and leopard tracks. No predation, no struggle, just coexistence. By the third sighting, a fox, injured but alive, guarded by both species, the world took notice. News crews descended, poachers followed, drones buzzed the treetops. The wild had become a spectacle. Mara and Elias tracked them to a high glacial pass. There, in the shadow of the peaks, they saw it. The wolf, her grown pup, and the snow leopard moving in tandem, a silent pact against the encroaching world. But the hunters were closing in. Elias shouted a warning, but the men raised their rifles. The leopard moved like lightning. It disarmed one man, sent another sprawling. The wolf lunged, her snarls cutting through the chaos. The hunters faltered, their bravado crumbling in the face of the wild's defiance. As the men fled, Mara and Elias stood breathless. The animals were already gone, vanished into the snow-laden pines. The forest would never be the same. The balance had shifted. But in the quiet that followed, Mara knew one truth. The wild remembered what humans had forgotten: kindness, balance, and the debt all creatures owed to each other.